knockouts. He was a force at 140 pounds, former IBF world title holder. Only career loss is to 4-division world champion and possible future Hall of Famer Mikey Garcia. And on Saturday night, we welcome him to Showtime again to take on Jaron Ennis in the main event, a welterweight fight with high stakes. The winner sets himself up for a future title shot, and pretty quickly probably. So just welcoming to the stage. How was training camp, Sergey? Tell us how the last few weeks have been for you.
We're having problems hearing that.
Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah, it's just a little bit louder, please. What was the question again?
Just asked how training camp has been going for him.
Как было, как это происходит?
Да, всем привет, всем большое спасибо Хейману, Showtime, мистеру Спиноза, моей команде, моим менеджерам, тренерам, всем моим спарринг-партнерам, всем моим болельщикам, всем любителям бокса. Наш кэмп был отличный, супер спарринг-партнеры, супер работа была тяжелая, мы тренировались долго, упорно, и мы готовы к этому бою, все великолепно.
Well, hello everybody. First of all, I want to thank Al Heyman, Showtime, for having me on, and my team. Camp went just great. Everything went perfect. Great sparring partners. It was not easy. It was real hard, harder than probably I ever had. But we went through it, and it's really good now. I'm ready to go.
Excellent. And so I have a few questions. This is a little out of order, but we have some mail-in questions that I'll throw at you. So despite the odds, do you think your experience gives you an edge in this fight on Saturday night?
Despite the odds won again?
It was, does he believe that his experience will give him the edge on Saturday night?
Ты думаешь, твой опыт тебе поможет в этом бою?
Да, я боксировал с такими хорошими бойцами, как Майки Гарсия, выставил все 12 раундов, с ними боксировал и с мной. Ламон Питерсон, который был в 2 весовых категориях чемпиона мира, и выиграл у него. У меня побольше опыта в боях с именитыми бойцами. По части больше профессиональных опытов у Энниса, конечно, у него 26, у меня всего 16, но все же я дрался с такими звездами уже, и я уже проверил себя, плюс я дрался 12-раундовые бои. Эннис еще не доходил до 12-раундовых боев. Поэтому я думаю, для меня это плюс.
Well, the only edge that I see is my opposition, which was, I think, better than Ennis's opposition. I already had fought Mikey Garcia, won 12 rounds. I fought 2-time champion of the world, Lamont Peterson, and those are guys that will push you to the edge. And I already had gone 12 rounds. The only thing, I mean, as far as the professional experience, I mean, Ennis. And the only difference is he never won 12 rounds, and I'm sure he'll be ready, and I'll be ready as well. So let's get it on.
Yeah, that's a great lead into the next question. That Jaron obviously has never been past 6 rounds. He's very aggressive. He starts aggressively and early. How do you to counter that early attack, and is the plan to take him into the later rounds?
Джерон агрессивный боксер, и он обычно начинает сразу агрессивно и сильно идти вперед и бить. Как ты планируешь просто его этой атаки все отбить и ждать, чтобы прошло так 6 раундов, чтобы затащить его на территорию, где он еще нет?
Я думаю, что он готов ко всем 12 раундам. Он отлично тренировался, готовился на все 24 раунда. И мы не ставим ставку на то, чтобы отбиваться 6 раундов, а потом начать вдруг атаковать. Нужно работать первого раунда по 12-й, не останавливаясь. Наш план физически быть сильнее, быстрее и умнее.
Well, we're not basing our strategy on him being weaker. Uh, I mean, after 6th round or stronger first 6th round, I'm sure he's ready, and he's probably ready for the 24 rounds if it's going to take 24 rounds. But all we're going to do is we're going to work consistently, just keep on throwing punches and keep on coming forward, and you pushing ourselves to the edge, and trying to push Jaron to that same edge, and that's what's going to take us to be winners, and we'll see whose hands is going to be raised up.
Thank you. And just a reminder to all the media, please raise your hand if you have any questions. I have two more, and then I'll toss to the media. Your last fight was a very close draw. What did you learn from that experience?
Предыдущий бой был очень ровный бой, не ничья. Чему тебя это научило?
Ну, нужно делать все, чтобы не полагаться на судей.
Well, mostly just don't depend on the judges. Yeah, it's never a sure thing.
So is that the plan this week too? Not to depend on the judges and look to end the night early?
Или в этом бою, или в любом бою.
Это и смысл бокса. Здесь люди хотят друг друга нокаутировать и тем самым выиграть, а не бегать 12 раундов. В этом и красота бокса, что выходит на охоту и старается выиграть нокаутом.
This is the cornerstone of boxing game. We both of the fighters want to knock each other out. That's what makes it more watchable and more attractive. And you coming out there, you're trying to hunt him, he's hunting you, and you're looking for openings there. If they're not there, you got to be creating them, and that's the plan. Of course, knockout ultimately is a goal of every fighter out there.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we will get to questions from the media now. First up is Keith Idek.
Yes, my question is for both Alex and for Sergey. I'm just wondering, Alex, maybe not necessarily by Ennis himself, but do you feel that Sergey's being overlooked going into this fight?
You want me to answer that?
Both of you, if you could.
Как ты думаешь, они смотрят на тебя уже как бы за тебя? Думаю, что они смотрят на тебя как уже дан deal.
Ну, я не слушал и не переводил, что говорит Энис, и поэтому мне все равно смотрят они за меня, передо мной, после. Мне главное, мы отлично готовы, нужно выйти, сконцентрироваться и показать все, что я умею на 100%. Вот и все.
Well, Sergey's saying he never listened to what Ennis has been saying, and he doesn't look at the media and the comments on the upcoming fight that they're gonna have. It doesn't matter to him how they look at him as an underdog or as a favorite. He's coming out there as in any fight that he already had previously. He's coming out there to do his job and make the best out of it, and that's what he's gonna do. I mean, he's ready, and he feels healthy. There is no problem. So that's the bottom line. He doesn't care about them looking at him in any way.
And Alex, what is your perception of that going into?
My perception is very simple. I mean, look, I know how they look at him, and I know what they think. And I've been told, I told people before, sometimes if you look at the stepping stone, it might be too high, you might trip over it. So I wouldn't be, that's their burden, they put it on themselves. I mean, I wouldn't count anyone out. And in my career, in Sergey's career, I mean, there were people that coming in and look, it were looked up as an underdog, but, look what happened. You can look at Luis and Joshua. You can look at a lot of fights that people were obviously looking at underdog and saying he ain't gonna last more than 2 rounds. I know Sergey. I know him from the get-go and how he is, and I'm not concerned at all.
And Alex, could you just ask him also? Beating Ennis would obviously be a great win for him. Can you ask him what he thinks that would do for his reputation and where that would move him in the welterweight division?
Как ты думаешь, что победа над Энисом сделает для твоей репутации?
Ну, здесь, в Америке, он популярный боец. И он вырос здесь тренировался. Плюс мы деремся за обязательного претендента, как я понимаю. Поэтому все, что нужно для бойцу, это пояс и деньги. Нам платят деньги, нам обещали приближение к поясу чемпиона мира. Это все, что нужно.
Well, you know, he's a young and upcoming fighter. He's obviously well known here in the States. I think I got my share of the. You know, every fighter ultimately wants a shot at the title and money, and that's, you know, that fight gives us both, and that's what we're looking at. Of course, if we, you know, should I win that fight, it's going to solidify me in a position to fight for the championship of the world, get a crack of the big dogs out there, and that's all there is to it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. The next question will come from Sean Brown.
Hi, Sergey. You said that you hope that this is a good action fight and that you don't want Jaron to run in this fight. Do you expect this to be an all-action fight, or do you expect him to box on the back foot and as you said, run?
Как ты, что ты ожидаешь от этого боя? Что он будет боксировать с тобой, или ты думаешь, он будет с тобой идти на войну, рубиться?
Ну, он, в принципе, он умеет и то, и двигаться, и рубиться. И у него и в левой стороне и вправо он разносторонне развит. Поэтому мы готовились и к первому сценарию, и ко второму, поэтому посмотрим там уже в бою, потому что иногда ты планируешь что-то, а потом, когда тебе попадают, у тебя совсем другой план. Поэтому мы посмотрим, что будет в бою, но мы ко всему готовы.
Well, I can't decide what he's going to do, but from what I've seen, he can do both. He can fight, he can box. It doesn't really matter. He's a full package, no doubt about it. And whatever he's going to be doing in the ring, we were getting ready to bring, you know, the opposite and come up with a scenario in number one, number two, number three, whatever that is. We are ready. And that's the bottom line.
Okay. And not many people have seemed overly keen on fighting Ennis. What was it specifically that made you take this fight, other than you think you can beat him? Was there any specific reason that made you take this fight?
Многие боксеры отказывались с ним драться. Почему ты решил взять этот бой?
Ну, я не знаю про насчет многих. Хороший боец, какой-то супер опасный или какой-то супер бьющий. Нам предложили хорошие условия, мы приняли, и сейчас посмотрим, какой это боец.
Well, I don't know who turned it down and who didn't turn it down. I mean, if you follow my career, I've never, you know, turned down a fight. I was offered a fight. The conditions were met that we had, and you know, and he's just not a fighter. He's got, you know, same skills as many out there, and you know, I was never scared of a fight. I love fighting guys. That is a challenge. He presents a big challenge. That's all.
And do you think, after your last fight against Clayton, where it ended in a draw, it was a fight that many expected you to win, do you feel as though you have something to prove on Saturday night?
После того боя с Клейтоном, что все думали, что ты его просто там снесешь, а он был ничьей. И думаю, что тебе сейчас надо что-то доказать боксерским фанатам, что они ошибаются.
Ну, Клейден очень хороший боец. Он участвовал на Олимпийских играх. И все бои, которые мы смотрели, он шел вперед и дрался. А выйдя со мной, он выглядел в раза в два, наверное, больше. И после пару раундов вдруг он начал двигаться назад, бегать, прыгать. Мы не готовились к марафону, мы готовились к боксу. И поэтому очень тяжело заставить кого-то, если он не хочет драться. Я думаю, что Энис, наоборот, ему нравится экшен, драка и бокс, поэтому у нас получится отличный бой для фанатов бокса.
First of all, Clayton is a great fighter. He's, I don't see that many people lined up to fight him either. I watched his fight previously when I was told that I was going to fight him like about 10 days before the fight. And he was always aggressive. He's a big guy. He's a really big guy. If you looked at us, you could see the difference. And after 2 rounds of little action, he decided to just start, running. It's not a track and field. It's boxing. So I was really expecting him to stay in the trenches and kind of, go at it with me. Well, it didn't happen and kind of threw me out of my game. I've hurt my hamstring, but it is what it is. I mean, it's look, I mean, it was a great fight, to be honest. I mean, I looked at the fight over again, and I still believe I won.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next question comes from Rick Muhammad.
Hey, Sergey, how you doing? Thanks for taking this time to meet with the media, and also thank Al Heyman, Showtime, and TGB. I wanted to ask you, do you guys have any concerns based on the style of fight that Boots Ennis brings to the ring? He likes to go at a lot of angles, the ring generalship and everything. But as we all know, styles make fights. Any concerns going into Saturday night's fight versus the likes of Boots Ennis?
Энис любит делать, такие движения, он такой меняет стойки, у него стиль такой, знаешь, неортодоксальный. Тебе каким-то образом это тревожит?
Да, он неудобный, но у нас были похожие спарринг-партнеры, мы готовились к этому. У нас отличный был спарринг-партнер, который делает все это даже чуть быстрее. Поэтому я думаю, что мы готовы к этому ко всему, и получится отличный бой.
Yeah, definitely. We knew that he's awkward enough, and he's really not easy to fight. He's a switcher upper. He switches from left to right, and he does it when you less expect. But we knew what we were facing, and more or less just got sparring partners that were doing close enough to what Ennis is doing, maybe even better. I mean, it's just that we were getting ready for whatever it is he's going to bring in the ring. That's all.
Thanks a lot, champ. Much respect to you guys. Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media, out. Let's go, champ.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you all very much for the questions. I guess I would just ask one more question of you, Sergey. You've said a few times now, you'll be prepared for, whatever fight breaks out on Saturday night. Jaron's been on the record saying he's always the one to control what kind of fight plays out. Do you, is your plan to come in there and set the course for it, or what do you say to that?
Энис уже сказал, что он всегда контролирует, что происходит в рингу. Ты планируешь ему помешать это делать?
Ну, конечно, нужно. Каждый боксер хочет контролировать и навязывать свой стиль бокса, свою скорость, какая ему нужна будет. Поэтому нам нужно будет навязать свой стиль, свою скорость, менять ее постоянно. Нам нужно будет входить ближе к нему, поближе, потому что он длиннорукий, очень высокий боксер. И мы над всем этим работали весь кэмп, поэтому будем делать так, как нужно будет.
Well, sure. Everyone wants to control what's going on in the ring. I mean, I want to control. He wants to control, and eventually we'll see who's going to prevail. That's the bottom line. I gotta do what I gotta do to go past his long arm length and get in a position to throw my punches. I gotta make sure that I make him do some mistake that I can explore and use into my advantage, and that's the name of the game.
Indeed, the name of the game. Thank you very much, Sergey, for taking time. Thank you, Alex, for
Thank you very much.
Saturday night main event. Jaron Boots